NASA has done incredible things in its history, but MSL is just different. It is the most important and, I believe, the most challenging mission this agency's flown since the first human landing on the moon.
The Mars Science Laboratory is an ambitious project to study the habitability, geography, and geology of Mars in ways never before attempted.
The mission is all about science. That science can't happen if we don't put a rover on the surface in one piece and ready to go to work. That was the entry, descent, and landing team's job. Put the biggest piece of machinery on the surface of another planet to do that science.
We needed to have a new landing system for Curiosity because we were trying to land a much bigger rover. It was almost 1 ton. It had to do a lot more sophisticated science.
The other vehicles, all they had to do is smell a rock, get up close. This one actually has to drill into a rock and convert that rock into powder to drop right into a laboratory inside the body of the vehicle.
It's the size of a small car instead of the size of essentially a golf cart. So it's much larger.
The approaches we had done in the past just wouldn't work for something this big.
The powered lander used in the Viking mission was out because the dust clouds created by the rocket descent stage could foul delicate instruments. The airbags that had cushioned Spirit and Opportunity couldn't protect a vehicle of Curiosity's size, weight, and delicacy.
About 2002 and 2003, we realized that the way to get a big vehicle to Mars is to lower it directly.
The plan involved several stages, each of which had to go perfectly for the mission to be a success.
We talked about what this new concept was to land a 1-ton rover on the surface. I thought they were crazy. Everybody's first reaction when you hear this is, "You've got to be kidding me."
Entering the atmosphere at 7 kilometers per second, they had to slow the rover down to centimeters per second before it touched the surface. That's an enormous amount of energy they've got to take out. They flew the capsule nearly parallel to the ground for kilometers before the chute opened.
After the chute slowed Curiosity's rapid descent sufficiently, the spacecraft took detailed radar readings of its distance to the Martian surface and began its powered descent.
We had lost the heat shield and lost the back shell. This was when the sky crane actually began.
Curiosity fired its rockets to stabilize and slow further, and right on cue, the rover separated itself from its powered descent stage.
That technique of something suspended from a powered stage and then lowered to the ground is what the sky crane is all about.
The world watched along with Mission Control as they monitored telemetry from Curiosity. Transmissions delayed nearly 14 minutes in their journey across space. Then, finally,
Touchdown confirmed.
the rover had been deposited gently, directly on its wheels on the rocky surface. The cables severed and the descent stage flew away, leaving the rover ready to do its job.
So when it finally lands and you finally get a real picture from the surface of Mars, it is just a level of relief that you cannot imagine.
As the entry, descent, and landing team had designed, this mission worked perfectly.
A huge number of people all had to do their jobs perfectly to pull this all together.
What we have already discovered has actually changed all the textbooks already.
We have now proven, without a shadow of a doubt, that Mars had conditions where life could have been present.
MSL and Curiosity is a very important step forward for not just robotic exploration of the solar system, but for human exploration of the solar system. We landed within hundreds of meters of where we predicted when we entered the atmosphere.
Now have a toolkit or an arsenal of ways to land on Mars. We'll be able to use what we've learned today and allow ourselves to do it easier, not easy, but easier the next time around.